This is the Lego UCS AT-AT from Star Wars, and it is easily one of the biggest Lego Star Wars sets ever, and also one of the most sought after sets, and today we're going to be reviewing it. So we're going to start off with the box here, and then we're going to look at the big set. And not only that, but if you guys did buy this set on November 26th to November 29th, you also get this limited edition Luke Skywalker lightsaber, and we'll also be taking a small look at this. So let's get right into the review. Okay guys, so this is what the front of the box looks like. This is set number 75313 with 6,785 pieces. Gives you a nice clean view of what the AT-AT look like. It does say Ultimate Collector Series up here in the top right. It says AT-AT right there. So that's the front of the box. If you spin it around, you can see the nice butt of the AT-AT. If you like that view. And then we got the back of the box here, which got lots of details. It shows a lot of the inside of the AT-AT. So it shows the actual transport area with the snow troopers and all that. And then a little bit inside the head as well. And then it shows on the right side all the movements. And then on the bottom, we have a little bit of screen time from the actual movie. So this is showing you some scenes. And Luke Skywalker right there in Lego and from the movie, getting ready to cut open the inside. And then it also shows the dimensions of this thing. And then we spin the box around one more time. And we get a front side view of the AT-AT. And if we look at the top of the box, here's what it looks like. So it shows the top of the head and also all the figures. Here's the list of those figures right there. And finally, the bottom of the box is literally just the bottom of the AT-AT. So now that you guys have seen the box, let's get into the review. So this here is what the plaque looks like. It gives plenty of information on the AT-AT, so you guys can read up on that, pause the video if you'd like. But moving on. So we have this monstrous AT-AT, which stands at a nice 2 feet 3 inches tall. As you can see, it's got lots of good details. And if you compare it to the actual one from the movie, it looks fairly identical, which is really good, especially since this is an Ultimate Collector Series set. But as you can see, it also includes a little rope for Luke to hang on, which is nice. And not to mention, but the head does include lots of mobility for displaying purposes, which we'll get into that in a minute. But if we just do a quick walk around, so that's what it looks like. And these panels are pretty much the same on the other side. So that there is the exterior of the AT-AT. Now let's get on to the interior. Alright, so the cool thing about this set is that it has a lot of removable panels, so that way you can actually access the interior. So we're going to start off with the top here. Top panel comes off, and so does the others. It's actually 3 different top panels here. So 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but this panel does not like to sit in place for me when I put it on, but it's alright. So we have those 3 panels off, and now this entire thing is all one section. But before we take it off, I do want to show you that you can open these things up and just get a glance of the interior. But you can also just lift the entire thing off, and just like that, you have the interior of the AT-AT. Now keep in mind, I did add some figures for displayability, so not all of these figures do come in the set. But the ones that do come into the set, with the set, are 5 of these stormtroopers. There we go. So you get 5 of those guys, as well as Luke Skywalker, 2 AT-AT drivers, and General Veers from the 5th Star Wars movie. But looking at the interior here, we can see that we have an engine bay compartment here, which actually has 8 different canisters in there. So as you can see right there, the pipes connect. There's two more on the other side, and then another storage unit of 4, so totaling 8. The entire upper deck of the AT-AT is all seating for the snow troopers. And then on the bottom deck here, we have like a central area. And right here, we have some speeder bike storage. This can store 2 speeder bikes, and on the other side, it can store another 2, meaning a total of 4 speeder bikes can fit inside of the AT-AT. And it does have a little exit right here for those speeder bikes to get out, as well as the troops. And then right here, we have just a little bit more seating and a doorway, which leads to the head of the AT-AT. And one other thing that this set came with is this little cannon blaster here. So it's pretty small, but you can set that up here and shoot at the Hoth rebels. But anyways, moving on, let's take a look inside of the head now. Scoot down a little bit. But with the head here, it also has lots of panels, so you can lift that one up and take the side off. And now you can see inside of the head. And we can actually lift this entire thing up. If I scoot it this way a little bit, there we go. So as you can see, we got the 2 AT-AT drivers in there, as well as General Veers, and a little makeshift door that would lead back to the body. But yeah, so we can close that back up, actually leaving this one open. The panel connects on these 2 Technic joints, so we can go ahead and throw that back on there, and fits nicely. And the cool thing about the head of this AT-AT is it is very movie accurate, which includes these cannon blasters. And if Star Wars fans know that in the movies that these AT-AT blasters, when one fires, it shoots back and pushes the other one forward, so that way it can fire. And it does include that motion, which I think is really cool because it incorporates a lot of accuracy to the build. And lastly, we're going to take a look at how the head actually moves for posability. And with this little knob here, you can turn the head and push it down, and that will actually lock it into place. And that makes it good for posing the AT-AT. Now my only complaint about this system is that oftentimes when I go to move it, pick it back up, it can slip off just like that. And it can also bump into these seats and knock the seats out of place, which is quite irritating. I'll fix that after though. It's a really easy fix though, guys, so don't worry about that. But now I'm going to show you how easy it is to put all the panels back on the AT-AT. So just like before, we take this giant panel here. It also connects on 2 Technic joints, but these big pieces here go underneath right here and here. So they go under the upper deck, and we can pop them on just like that. And one cool thing that I forgot to show you is about this panel here is it actually used this little clip piece here, pull out and lift up. And there you go. You can see right inside the AT-AT, and that's exactly how those snow speeders get in and out, as well as the troops. And you can set that cannon up right there. If you want to display it like that as well, you can have the snow troopers shooting out of the side of the AT-AT. But yeah, and it does have this panel on both sides. So you can create this little tunnel effect if you open both of these. And you can see right through, which I think is really cool. But it allows you to display on either side the snow troopers with those cannons. And it pops right back into place, and it is very flush, which I do like. Helps make the build look very clean. But anyways, we can put these top panels back on. So I always start with the back panel first, just like that. And then we do the front panel. Nice and easy. And lastly, we have the top panel, which pops into place just like that. Oh, see, there we go. See, that's what I mean. This one pops out of place. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but there we go. And if you do want to readjust your AT-AT head, you can always just simply remove this one panel and use your head adjuster piece. I don't think there's actually a name for it, but if yours did fall off too, you can just slide it right back on there, and then you're able to move the head once again. And there were doors in here, but there's no actual physical hallway to get between the head and the body. So I think if they did that, it would not be stable, and you would not be able to display it that well. But yeah, so that is the build of the AT-AT. Now let's take a look at those speeders. All right, so for the snow speeders, we have a small, simple build, really. Not much to it. Can fit a minifigure on here. It's a little control panel to steer the bike, but other than that, it's pretty basic. And yeah, like I said, you can fit 4 of these inside of the AT-AT, and these are the same speeder bikes that are going to come with the Imperial Snow Trooper Battle Pack that is coming out January 1st, 2022. You'll get one of those in there, as well as more Snow Troopers, so you can fit those in your AT-AT. All right, so one thing that I think not a lot of people talk about in their reviews is they actually compare it to the other AT-AT sizes. So here we have the AT-AT from 2014. Mine is missing quite a bit of pieces though. But this thing compared to the UCS one right here, there goes the panel again. Anyway, this thing looks incredibly small next to this UCS AT-AT here. So small, actually, that you can fit it. Don't mind loop here, but you can actually fit the old 2014 AT-AT underneath the UCS one. And I believe that the same is true, don't hold me on this, but I believe that this is the same size as the 2020 AT-AT, meaning you can fit these things under the AT-AT Ultimate Collector Series set. And also for the comparison, I do have the Microfighter AT-AT here. So if we move this plaque to the side, you can see just how small that Microfighter is and just how big this thing is. So that is it for the comparison. Alright, and lastly I did say we would take a look at this, but this is the Luke Skywalker lightsaber that came free with the UCS AT-AT as long as you bought it between November 26th and 29th. Not a lot of people have these, so they are going up in value a lot, but it is a very small set. It's only 173 pieces. Mine is not opened, and I don't plan on opening it for a while. That way it retains its value. But yeah, I think my only complaint about this one is that not a lot of people are going to get it. I mean, obviously I got it, but it's still highly sought after, just like the UCS AT-AT was, but it's stuck behind a paywall, which I know a lot of people don't like. But overall, I think it is very cool, and for those who do get their hands on it, it is a very cool build. I have seen it built in person. My friend built his. But yeah, so with that concludes our review of the UCS AT-AT here. I definitely recommend picking this thing up. The price point is $800 before tax. I think it is very worth it. It's a very good value for a set. So that concludes the review. So thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.